This village of Balmaha, and I suppose East Loch Lomond side's changed quite dramatically in the last 25, 30 years for all sorts of reasons. House prices gone up, people coming into the village and holiday houses being made out of a permanent house, and people not feeling, or youngsters not feeling that there was a future in the Loch side, which is now known as the National Park, and thinking they had to go to urban, had to go to the cities. And reflecting back, you know, I think it's so sad that I see the village hall and the church and all these places struggling, the school shut completely, possibly never to open again. And that could all been so different if we had more housing of some sort, affordable housing, any housing that young people could have seen a future in.
The need for affordable housing in this area has been identified because of the very nature of the area that we live in. It's a tourist hotspot, making affordable housing for people on low income very difficult. There's a scarcity of properties available, and when they do come on the market, the price is out with most people's pocket.
I'm a bit of an idealist, where I think that you build it and they'll come, and there's a people just deserve to have an affordable house. The Forestry Commission had brought it forward. They brought it forward on the site. They were interested in letting it go, but only for this type of use. That was the main point. It was sold on the basis that it was for affordable housing, for working for possibly community use as well into it.
We need to respect the nature, the flora and fauna that are around about it, and bring that into the site and not just create something new and suburban in the middle of this beautiful wood.
It's quite key with the Forestry Commission when we're trying to get them to release the site and for use. Is a big key part of one of the questions they were asking were, what's community involvement? Like, what are they on site, or how are they going to be involved is a key thing. Because obviously, something like the Forestry Commission, it's public land, everybody kind of plays their part in it, and the community involvement allows that.
When a project like this is planned, there's an immense amount of support goes on behind the scenes, and the Communities Housing Trust has been invaluable to the East Loch Lomond Community Trust, because as a small organisation with volunteers, we don't know all the answers, and at the drop of a hat I know I can phone them and ask them for help, and somebody there will be able to point me in the right direction. They've supported us throughout the project from the very, very beginning.
There's actually a proper big mix here, where you're only going to have 4 different tenures in a site with only 22 buildings. You get 4 different types, which is what you kind of want. You want, as a planner myself, you want mixed communities. You don't want silos. You want people living and working together. Kids from different backgrounds going to school, being best mates. That's what a sustainable community is.
Given the location of the buildings, we've used a lot of timber. We've made them really energy efficient, and so you can see on the outside there's a lot of timber which blends in with the wood and the surrounding buildings in Balmaha.
You know, one of the biggest challenges, and I come from an electrical background, but I built the oak tree in 20 odd years ago. One of the biggest challenges then and now is staffing. You know, we didn't have a lot of rooms here, and the rooms that we did have, we needed it for guests. So therefore, you had to the rear of your hotel, and that's not just the Oak Tree Inn, that's probably most hotel establishments around the Central Belt and wider afield. You'd have caravans and sheds, and you were asking people to stay and live in that poor quality accommodation.
The key worker housing is a vital part of this project. For a long time, it's been identified as an aspiration that the Buchanan Community Council wanted to achieve, and now us subsequently as the East Loch Lomond Community Trust have taken on board, and are delighted to say that in the next few years will come to fruition.
There's local workers that have anywhere to live. There's young people that can't get started. Maybe they want to buy a house one day, or but they need to get somewhere to live. And it's all about saying, well, what's what fits? Let's see what's the demand.
And also, there's an opportunity for young people to get into The trades, there should be a lot more trades emphasis put on electricians, plumbers, builders who could work, but without housing and without maybe workshop space, that's not possible.
The best advice I'd give is do it with someone else. Know your own resources, know your own knowledge, see what partners are there, and then think about what is your goal.
One of the innovative things about this project is the fact that we've managed to create this housing development within a national park. And although it sometimes seemed like it was an impossible dream, the reality is now coming to pass.